Hey, I'm Maria back with another video. It's 7:01 p.m. It is Friday. It is October 27th, and I wanted to come on here and make a video. I'm calling this video a surprising video. The reason why it's surprising is because I said I wasn't going to make a video, but today I was doing a lot of thinking and I just had to get it out. So having a surprising video really shouldn't be that surprising considering that's what my channel is for. But because I said I wasn't going to do a video and I'm making a video, I guess it is, you know, since you didn't expect it. But today I went for a walk. I had to go to the store and I didn't have my car because I'm letting my son use it, which is fine. You know, I don't really need a car, but it was a nice walk to the store, walking back. And so as I was thinking, I remember that when I don't know why I keep thinking it was at Edwards Air Force Base, and I could be wrong, okay, but um, I must have I must have been at the Gordon's house, my adopted family, when I was 3 years old. But I do remember, and I remember asking my mom about this. I remember sitting and being strolled in a stroller with a British flag on it. Now, I don't know. I remember asking my mom about this British flag stroller when I was about in seventh grade, because that was about the time where I started getting interested in British men. And I kept thinking, why did I have a British stroller? Like, what's the connection? I do remember us having a neighbor that was from England, and I keep thinking that my mom told me that it was hers, but I'm thinking, okay, at 3 years old, I remember when my son was 3 years old, I didn't put him in a stroller. I pretty much carried him around a lot, okay? But usually when a kid's about 3 years old, they're not in a stroller anymore. So I'm wondering what that stroller thing is all about. But anyway, I had a couple of messages and downloads that I wanted to discuss with you. And then also I wanted to say happy birthday again to Simon Le Bon, because I prefer to wish people happy birthday on their birthday. I don't like that early birthday type things. Um, I don't know. I guess maybe it's a little superstitious, but I prefer to do it on that exact day. So happy birthday. Let me see. I wanted to kind of go through these messages that I got. That some people think that I should advertise myself as a spiritual counselor. I think that's a good idea. And I don't mind talking to people about their problems or whatever. I think some people were a little bit upset about it because, you know, most counselors have like, you know, a some sort of certification saying that they're qualified to do that. And you know, especially when you're talking about someone like me who has a natural gift versus somebody who might belong to like a clergy who gets approved and maybe like ordained through a system that is basically run by men, you know. I think that's great, and I think that is part of my channel. Um, but you know, and I don't mind. I was hoping that people would contact me for readings or whatever if that's what they want to do. But as far as counseling, yeah, I think that's a great idea. I mean, why not? You know, apparently a lot of people believe in my skill. Also, I got the message that my ancestors are supporting me. And I'm like, you know, I feel that, you know, I do feel that because I wake up a lot with this feeling of having someone around me. So there's a connection there, you know, and I think it's going to continue to grow. And then also in my mind, I'm getting this message that cloning is reincarnation, and I don't fully understand how that works because, okay, I'm a clone of obviously my prince, right? And then I'm also related to Diana Ross. So Diana Ross's connection to Cleopatra. So does a part of that soul gets transferred? I don't know exactly how that works. So this is a big part of my meditation, you know. Like I said a few nights ago, I was like thinking about it and my brain was so spun out. It's a lot to think about. People think that I should be a singer. And I think a lot of people may have heard me singing, maybe like when I was at work or whatever by myself or whatever. You know, I think it's fun to sing along, and I certainly like a lot of different sounds of music and kinds of music. I think, you know, I don't know. I think maybe because I'm 52 years old, and there's nothing wrong with people starting a singing career, you know, at an older age. It's just that I think that maybe I'm associating, you know, successful singers with youth. Like, you know, when you first come on the scene, you know, you appeal to a certain group of people, and I could be wrong, you know what I mean? But I don't really like the idea of singing professionally. Um, Mainly because I think I'm the kind of person that would want 100% control over the kind of work that I do. And I know a lot of people would probably want to convince me to sing songs I'm not really enthusiastic about singing or whatever. I don't know exactly how the music industry works, but I hear there's a lot of people who are not happy in it. So it just kind of makes me want to, you know, back away from that a little bit. So, nope, I don't think so. Also, apparently Van Morrison thinks very highly of me. I'm very glad that he does. I was kind of wondering about all that garbage that was going on. And then also, oh, okay. Now, the Howlands, those are my grandmother, the one who has the English background. Apparently, from what I understood, like my dad's background was 100%. He was all black. Like I know that my mom on my adoptive mom, she had white on her family. As far as I knew, my father was like 100% like, you know, of African stock. Okay. So I don't know, um, you know, if my family had, like my dad, I mean, my adoptive father had either maybe Egyptian blood or maybe he had Ethiopian or whatever. But I do believe that I'm supposed to research this particular family. I'm getting this message that I should because I believe that the Howlands somehow had some sort of connection with the prince while he was in England. So that would be interesting for me to take a look at. And then also I got the message that my celebrity soul tribe really likes me, and I'm really glad to hear that. I guess I do. My soul tribe is among celebrities. I never thought that, but this is the message that I'm getting. So that's cool. And then also my father, I get the message that my father was reincarnated through natural birth. Now, I'm going to have to dig a little bit more into this, but I'm thinking the reason why he took such an interest in this whole issue of the prince is because somehow or another he was connected. You know, I know that maybe his mother must have shared the story because I know my grandmother was born. I think she was born in 1910, and I believe the prince passed away sometime in the late 1800s. Now, from what I understand, my mom's family, my mom's father was from England. So, but then they moved to the United States and came, I think, in Chicago or something like that. So I'm trying to figure out how that worked. Chances are, my grandmother must have heard from, and I'm trying to figure all this out. She must have heard about this prince, my prince Alamehu. She probably heard from him about him through her relatives, and my father, if he was indeed reincarnated, may have come back just to be some sort of spirit helper. You know what I mean? But I will dig more into that a little bit later. So that's what's been going on in my mind, you know, and I just kind of wanted to come on here. My Patreon channel will be up sometime mid-morning tomorrow. I'm posting 3 videos to start. I'm still finishing up with the gods. Um, the video that I'm working on right now, I'm talking about, you know, the different gods that have been forgotten in different cultures, that have no longer. I would think that there's some people, you know, people who are considered like pagans or practice paganism. Paganism is basically any sort of religion or belief system that is not a part of like the mainstream type religions. Okay, so there are still people on the earth who still petition these particular deities, and I thought it would be kind of fun for people to kind of get an understanding of what their culture did before. You know, what did they do before? The widespread of other religions. So I'm finishing that up, and I'm covering like I think about I don't know. I'm covering. Of course, I'm covering Africa. I'm covering Egypt, which is part of Africa. I'm covering like the Celtic traditions. I'm covering the Slavic traditions. I'm covering the Incas, the Native Americans, you know. So I'm doing a lot. So that's going to be my fourth video that I'm going to be posting on Patreon. And then everything after that, I'm going to be pretty much discussing energy work. That's actually the first video that I'm going to be doing is based on energy. But I just wanted to, come on here and make a quick video. So I'm going to scoot off this right now. Oh, let me tell you what I'm going to be discussing. In my future videos, I'm going to be doing on Patreon, I'm going to be talking, of course, about the different energy um, sources, such as color, sound, sense, thoughts, the directions, which covers the east, south, west, north, and of course the Akasha, rocks, objects, rocks, crystals, talismans, amulets, plants, fruits, vegetation, the seasons, weather, time, days of the week, blah, 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 blah. And then, of course, I'm going to be like talking about the different type of spell work that can be done. A lot of spell work is done with candles. Of course, incense is another thing that people add. But as far as like adding, having a personal space, certain times of when it's a good time to actually work with candles, and the timing, because timing is important. So there's going to be a lot being covered, but I wanted to start off with a few videos. I didn't want to just post one, and so hopefully everything goes well, but it should be up sometime in the mid-afternoon. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.